Just like looking at the script, it seems so dumb.
Testing. This is going to be like the voice I'm using when I'm speaking into the camera.
Don't care. Still don't care. You ever have a really weird dream where your like teeth fall out and you like bleed to death? Yeah, me either. Yeah, you can cut that part. So every night when you lay in bed, you think about your day or whatever, you know, you're trying to fall asleep. There's different stages to sleep. There's like, I think there's 4 different stages. And at some point in the night, you go into what is called REM sleep, which stands for random eye movement. And what that basically does is it causes us to dream while we're sleeping. So dumb. Alcohol really impacts your REM sleep and will cause you to not have it a lot of the time, which is really bad because REM sleep really helps with strengthening your memory and things like that. just cut all of it. So basically this guy called Sigmund Freud, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of him. He is a very famous psychologist, and he believes, or believed, he's dead now, that dreams are the road to the unconscious. And what that basically means, there are things that go on in your life all the time that affect you and you may not be aware of because you're only aware of what's in your consciousness. Your unconscious is different though. It's something you're not aware of and you can't be aware of it because you're unconscious. But there are ways of understanding your unconscious. Like when you go to see therapists and stuff, they'll try to dig deep down into your past and your personality to understand why you are the way you are, which is basically tapping into your unconscious. Well, let me tell you, you don't have to pay out the ass for a therapist because you, my fellow monkey, dream every night. And since you dream every night, you yourself are tapping into your own unconscious, so you don't even have to go to a therapist. If you're smart and you analyze symbols in your dreams, you're gonna start to see a lot of connections with the real world. Drop my pen. Pretty much everything that you do in a day-to-day basis will impact your dreams. If you read a lot of books, you'll probably see a book in your dream. Like, oh, wow, I never would have thought of that. But also more serious things like people in abusive relationships will see things like cages in their dreams. And if you're having dark dreams like that where you are seeing these symbols, then you should think about it. It's important to take your time to think about it. I mean, this stuff is hard to prove. It's hard to say if this actually works or not. But I personally feel like it's helped me understand who I am and why I think the way I do. Let me just give you guys an example. Like, you ever have a dream where you, like, can't move your legs, you just can't walk at all or something like that? Well, a lot of times what that'll mean in your dream is that you feel like you aren't in control of yourself or your body or your mind or something like that. And this could just be because the guy at Chipotle put brown rice on your burrito instead of white rice and you just didn't want to say anything. Or it could be, a lot more serious, but we're gonna keep it. We're not gonna take it there. I want this to be a fun video. And a very famous quote by Sigmund Freud is that sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. What it basically means is that sometimes symbols in your dreams don't mean anything. A cigar, Sigmund Freud believed to be a phallic symbol. But sometimes it's just a dude smoking a cigar in your dream, and that's just all it has to be, you know what I mean? Personally, I've had some pretty dope dreams now that I've started remembering them. Like, one time I had a dream where I was like, I met a dragon and I befriended it, right? And I was like riding it and there was this like evil dragon and we had this big dragon battle. It was so awesome. It sounds so stupid. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that dragons can be a symbol of like fear and anger. So perhaps me taming and riding this dragon is, me conquering some sort of fear or anger I have within my own personal life. And the reason it's a dragon is probably because I fantasy books, I play role-playing games, and, stuff like that is what influences the symbols, but also the symbols take on another influence from, your mental health. I just realized I didn't have my headphones on for this entire video so far. So the reason I bring this up is because I want to give you guys the awareness of how beneficial and impactful on your life thinking about your dreams can be. I want to give you guys some information off of some scholarly articles that I found that basically say that, dream theory is something that's practical, It's hard to get concise and deliberate factual information out of it, obviously, because it's, it's fictional. The stuff we create in our brains at night is fictional. It's hard to base facts off of fiction. But what you can do is you can understand what these symbols mean in your dream. And if you can do that, you're gonna be more aware of things in your life that might be causing you to be unhappy, or things that are making you really happy. Like maybe you're having really happy dreams all the time with, meadows and, surrounded by loved ones and things like that. Things are going great. So that's a sign that you should keep doing what you're doing. While as if you see something in your dreams that makes you really uncomfortable and anxious and fearful, that oftentimes means that there is something in your life that's impacting you in that way to make you feel anxious. So, how do you go about remembering your dreams in the first place? You're the person that wakes up every single morning and you're like, they just start doing their day, they wake up, they take a shower, they make breakfast. Stop! That's not how you're gonna remember your dreams, yo. You gotta wake up and you gotta think about that shit immediately. It takes like 10 minutes for you to forget 95% of your dream. I don't know if that's the actual percentage, but it's something crazy like that. Deleted because, that's taking up extra space in your brain that you don't need. So what you gotta do is the second you wake up every morning, make this a routine. Start thinking about your dreams that you had the night before. Say, okay, well, I was in a meadow, and I think my brother was there. Just think about it like that, and you'll start to remember your dreams a lot more vividly. You'll start remembering more dreams, and they're going to be way better for you to analyze in the future. So if you are someone that feels like they don't dream, which is actually a myth because everyone dreams, you'd be dead if you weren't dreaming. So if that's you, you just need to practice this. You need to make this a routine, every single morning. And I can guarantee you'll start remembering your dreams better. A lot of people keep dream journals where they wake up after they've practiced memorizing their dreams and they write down all of the important details and symbols that they remember from their dreams. And then they'll go onto a website and they'll look up what those symbols mean. I wouldn't really trust a lot of these websites for what they say the symbols mean. It's not scientifically backed at all. There is commonality between how people view symbols in the world, and that's basically the basis for understanding what these symbols might mean. So, now that you've got this all together, you're memorizing your dreams every morning, possibly writing it down. You are now starting to see and remember symbols. You got to think about how that affects your life now, and you want to use psychology to interpret those dreams. If you can understand why you're seeing these symbols based on experiences in real life, there may be things that you're holding down in your unconscious that are holding you back in your day-to-day life. Things like that can cause anxiety and can cause people to be scared of things they don't even understand because they just don't know because it's in their unconscious. So if Sigmund Freud is right, and this is the road to your unconscious, then dreams are a really, really good way to understand things about yourself that you may not know. I feel like I'm giving a TED Talk right now. It's such a deep and formal topic. And I'm just some dude who wrote the script in an hour. My door is always open. I literally shut it before I started filming, and it's just open now. So let me just go back to the cage example. If you're seeing cages in your dreams, you should probably really think about what those things might mean. Are you in the cage? Are you escaping the cage at some point in the dream? Are there other people involved in it? Do you know who built the cage? Are you in someone's house? All these things are super, super important to understanding, hey, maybe I'm in an abusive relationship and I should really reconsider the way I'm living my life. And then all of a sudden you do that and these dreams go away. I mean, speaking from personal experience, it's crazy. It actually does help a lot. Obviously, I am not a credible source for any of this information, but just take my word for it. And obviously this is gonna be different for different people. I just recommend trying it. Even at the bare minimum, you'll start remembering your dreams. I think mental health is a really important topic that is overlooked a lot in society, and I think unprofessional videos like this are a good way to communicate to friends and family. It's just a trick that's worked for me and helped my awareness a lot about my life and my happiness. It's rough out there. People are freaking out. You got to keep your mental health. This is a free way to do that, and a cool way to learn about your kids or something like that. if your kids start remembering your dreams and they're in cages in their dreams every night, that can't be overlooked, right? I feel like I wouldn't overlook that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this wasn't a very serious and professional video, but you know, I just do this for fun and talk about interesting topics that are probably relatable to everybody. So